Hey, what's up everybody? It's Blake again, back with another woodworking tutorial. Last time I showed you how to do this shotgun plat. What's different now is it is stained. Still drying, so we're still working on that, but I've updated the thumbnail to show this. Next I'll try to figure out to update it to the shotgun shells, show you the finished project. But today we are going to be working on this. This is the key holder that I made. Just for size reference here. Don't want to touch it with that yet, but just a little bit longer than probably like 2 inches or so. We're still staining. Anyway, this is a key holder. It's really nice. What I'm going to do additionally to this one is I'm also going to stain it. I bought some little screw-in hooks that I'm going to put along the front for the keys. That's obviously why it's called a key holder. Multi-purposeful though. I'm going to put, you could put mail in this. Really anything you could think of. Your wallet, things you take to work, your checkbook, whatever. I also seen an idea where they put like a mason jar here, probably glued or maybe fastened to these two boards, and then they put some little fake flowers in it. You could put real, whatever. Thought it was kind of cool. Super duper easy to make. This one was actually easier than that one, and that one was really easy too. But this was super fun, super easy. There was no pocket holes to worry about on this one. It's not ready to be sanded. Dang, I thought I wiped it all off yet. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, let's just get into the measurements for this one. So what I started with when I did it is I cut this piece out, this piece out, this one, and this one. And I stopped there, just to not get overwhelming, but this piece is the same length as this one. This one is the same as this one and that one, and these two are the same. But as far as measurements go, now again, I don't have a mounting thing for my phone, so we're using my nice, beautiful foot. It's a very nice foot. It's walked a lot of places with me. Let's see if we can do something here. We probably can't. Yeah, we can't. Okay, no problem. We're gonna figure it out here. There we go. All right. We're gonna line that up down there, and this. What we're measuring is this board here, and these again. These are 1x4s. Super easy. I made this and that out of one 8-foot long 1x4 with a couple scrap, not much, but a little bit. Anyway, this is going to be, I know it's super dark, this is right at 13 inches for this front board. So there's 1, 2, and 3 boards that you're going to cut at 13 inches. Okay. I could measure that one. That one's going to be a little bit harder to measure. But we're going to go measure these. Alright, this front board here. Keep in mind that this is a rough estimate because there's no lip here. A little bit, but not much. So you need to make sure you cut your boards to the right length, because there's nothing worse than cutting a board and it being the wrong length, which I did do once during this project. But just to give you a good idea, this is almost 11.5 inches. It's hard to see again. I think it's a little bit shy of 11 inches. But like I said, measure twice, cut once, as they say in woodworking, as I'm learning to find out to be true. So you're going to need 2 of those at 11.5 inches, 3 at 13 inches. And lastly, you're going to do 1 at, oh, this is also 13 inches. Okay. So you have your foot at 12, and of course this is 13. I didn't realize that. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 boards at 13 inches, 2 boards at 11.5. So what you do or how I started to build this is I've got these screws, and again, I don't know all the different types of screws and wood screws and wall screws and so on. So yeah, whatever. You don't need all the knowledge to be a decent woodworker. I mean, I made this and I don't know much more than what type of wood I used. So yeah. But anyway, used some screws. I've got two here. There's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 screws. You can get them at Lowe's, a box of screws, whatever. Just whatever suits your fancy. Now, one difference in I got this idea off of a picture I saw online. And one thing that they did differently is they didn't have this gap here. Now you could do the gap like I did. I like it. I think it looks good. And it was going to be pretty short without the gaps. So, I mean, that's something you can consider when you're making it. But what I did to start making this is I had this board, and I went ahead and drilled this one in and this backboard in to the sides right here. Make sure these are level. You don't want it to be unlevel, and you want to make sure that this is at a 90-degree angle. Drilled those in, and then I put I used clamps as well. Clamps were like the best thing I've ever used. So make sure you have clamps. I also use clamps for this project. I didn't mention that last video. So you're going to put this board inside. I'm going to show you how it looks on the bottom. It's flush, okay? So it's not sticking out on the bottom. So it can be a little tight, especially on this end. So you may have to take like a mallet or hammer or something and make sure that this is good and flat. And then I screwed one side in. Then I went back and I added this board, just for perspective where we're at. I added this board, and I screwed again. I did the side boards first, and then I did this board, made sure it was flat, and then drilled the 2 holes in. I pre-drilled each hole on this project just to make sure my wood didn't split. Next, I came in and I put this board on. I drilled it on each side, and that way when you do that, if you did this and this was too short, you're SOL. If you do this and this is too long, which is the only way it would have been, then you can cut off the ends, which I think I did make one cut. Yeah, you can see that this was a little bit of overhang, so I made a little cut there to fix that. Then I drilled pre-drilled these 2 in, and I attached the back. At that point, the project's basically done. I did have one problem, and I like to show off my problems. Again, like I said in the last video, people learn from mistakes. Let me flip this around. May not render in. Let's see. It's not going to render in very well, but you can't see it at all really, but there's a little crack running along this screw here. You can kind of see it right where my thumb's at. And it also came out right here. Now what I did, it cracked it. I backed the screw out a little bit. It's fine. But I put some wood glue in there and clamped this together with a clamp I had. And it's holding fine now. There's no problem. And now what I've done is I've sanded this so it's good and smooth. And again, I'm going to stain it. Again, for those interested, let's see, this is Mini Wax Wood Finish. Again, too small of a YouTuber to be sponsored, but just some stain my mom had. This is Special Walnut. I've considered using a darker, but we were basically out of the darker stain. But this is what the Special Walnut will look like on this kind of white color of the spruce. Turns out really nice. And another technique that you can do is paint on your stain, and then you take a piece of paper towel. You'll need a bunch, but then you wad it up and you just wipe it on each of the boards. Just wipe it down. Don't like keep wiping it, like just straight down. And it gives kind of a smear effect. It looked really good, and you're gonna see that on my table tutorial, but that's a sneak peek. The only other thing I see right off that I just now noticed is this crack, but it's not loose or anything. I don't think it'll be a problem. And this is the top, so this is going to be highest up on the wall, hard to see by anybody. But this project was super easy, and I recommend everybody try this. And I'm going to sell these, of course, to try to make some more money back to do more projects. I'm really excited with how this turned out, and how I'm going to mount it is same thing with my shotgun plaque. I've got some picture frame wall mounts, little metal bars with little teeth in them. I'm going to hammer onto the back here and here, maybe even a third one. I'm not sure yet, but just to hold it on the wall, it'll be nice and flush. Super easy to make, so if you have questions, put them in the comments. I can answer what I know. I can maybe try to look up the ones I don't know. Also, give me some suggestions on if you like these videos, or if I could have done something better, different, or if I'm wrong on something. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a beginning woodworker, so we're still learning, and you know, we can learn together. If you're just now getting into woodworking, again, I used a miter saw. You could use a handsaw, and I used my drill. The drill's pretty necessary. Handsaw you can get away with. Some sandpaper, stain. Cheap little project, no more than $7. I got the wood for free at Lowe's. Somebody wanted this wood cut and then didn't want it. They gave it to me for free. So I recommend checking your local Lowe's for that. Just to see Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever your hardware store is. See if they've got some scrap wood laying around, even with pallets. Again, sneak peek, pallets. But anyway, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, comment down below, and please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.